Hey guys, it's Eric with the Miller Park Minute, where we're throwing strikes and getting likes, hitting dingers, getting listeners back again with another episode talking Brew Crew, as we always like to do here on the podcast. This is a daily podcast. We are on all your favorite platforms every day, either live or upload at 5:30 a.m. Typically going to be live, just because that's the format I prefer at this juncture. So here we go. Tonight we're going to talk about some free agents. We're going to talk about what's going on in the world of the crew, which is not a whole lot of anything at this juncture. We don't have much to go by. I am on the Facebook stream. I am on the YouTube stream. I am all over the board tonight, as I like to be. So I wanted to talk because I watched a previous another creator's video today, and it got me thinking about kind of some options. And this basically came from an article based off of Joel Sherman from The Athletic. I'm going to see it. MLB free agents. I'm going to pop it up and see if I can read it because it's from The Athletic. You got to have a subscription, of course. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about who I think is fit. A lot of people are saying Kim. I've mentioned a couple names. We know Verlander got a deal in the last 24 hours. Yankees are moving on from Stroman. I've always liked Stroman. I don't know that we can fit him in at a budgetary price, but there's quite a few articles. Everybody's talking free agency every day, so we're going to talk about it here. And we're just going to go right down the list. It's New York Times. Let's see if this one has what I'm looking for in it. Nope. Can't get in. Paywalled. Oh, this is the Athletic one. All right, so I'm going to see if I can play the YouTube video and kind of go through what he talked about. They're basically saying Sasaki is going to be a Padre or potentially a Yankee, based off of based off of his Yu Darvish is his big mentor in the league. So I think that makes a foregone conclusion. Yu Darvish is obviously a Padre. Let's see, who did that come from? Oh, Draftneck. Draftneck Mark is a great guy for baseball. If you haven't checked him out, check out Draftneck Mark. He's a Mets guy, so he gives good information. He's one of the people I follow along with. Here it is. So obviously we're not going to end up with guys like, I'm just going to mute this just in case the audio is playing. We're not going to end up with guys like some of the guys in this video, but this just covers the top 15 free agents right now. And he kind of goes through the list. Sasaki is number one. Based on he's got like, to put it lightly, he's the Paul Skeens from Japan. He's 23 years old. He is going to be something. It'd be cool if we could do like an Angels scenario where we sneak him in, kind of like Shohei Ohtani came. But like I said, he's projected Padres Yankees at this current point. That's coming from Joel Sherman, one of the top guys. I like when people do stuff that's on a paywall that I can't see. So I like to look at it. I did do Athletic a little bit last year. Next one is Bregman. Bregman does fill a hole that we need, but again, it's Alex Bregman, expected for a big contract. He is predicted to go to the Red Sox. Anthony Santander is another one that he talks about here. Santander is not something we would need. He's an outfielder. We got plenty of those. And again, this is top 15. Let's not talk about him. We'll skip past Santander. But the other guys out there that he talks about, like Jose Quintana, that's one that I've always kind of had a little bit of a wet dream for. I think Santander definitely does not fall in that category of somebody I've ever looked at as a Brewer. Pete Alonso, we've already got first base. We don't need to spend Pete Alonso money at first base. Really, I think our biggest need is either a shortstop or a third base, or we could go basically an infield position. Because if you look at it this way, we have uh, shortstop manning second base right now who could be moved over to shortstop. You could put Joey Ortiz. There's some flexibility. Joey Ortiz could go to shortstop. Then we would need a third baseman. So we just need a versatile middle infielder for that position. I think that's the one position we're looking to lock up if we don't, go from within that Durbin that we talked about. Like I said, Pete Alonso going to the Mets, probably going back to the Mets. The other guys that they mentioned, Ha-Seong Kim. Ha-Seong Kim has been lined with us a couple times, a couple different creators, a couple different articles. That's the other thing I'm going to go into in a little bit here is we're going to go to the articles of the trades and the proposals and the things that people are saying. Personally, I don't think that that's anything. I don't know. They're predicting he goes back to the Padres. Jack Flaherty, again, another guy that we don't need. It's going to cost a little too much money. Probably going to end up with a bigger market team at the end of the day. There's just a lot of odds and ends here. Could we use more bullpen help? Yes, I do think we will. Will we find that from within or trade for pieces? I think it's more likely a trade for pieces point. And honestly, at this juncture, I have no idea who the Brewers would even trade for. They have never, the guys that have come out and been something in our bullpen over the years, like McGill. Did we expect McGill to be anything? I don't know. He was anything big. Tanner Scott's another one that they talk about. Again, I don't think there's any need for a guy like Tanner Scott. I don't think there's really a need for a starter, but another starter would help if it comes along with something that's cheap, that's inexpensive, If you look at what we've done with like these Joel Pyampses and these guys that are kind of just tack on players or add on players, nobody that came with any kind of name to them, they've done better for us than the going out and signing name players. Chafin was a good ad late. He just didn't have it at all times. And Kirby Yates is another one he talks about here. Jerickson Profar is not something we need. We don't need an outfielder. Kirby Yates, again, he's more of a high end player, so I don't foresee the Brewers signing a guy like that, paying a guy like that any kind of money when we can do it cheaper like we have been. I honestly, I think the Brewers are going to tend to lend the cheaper route. Nobody on this top 15 list is probably going to land with Milwaukee. If we go down the list here, he spends a good two minutes talking about Ha-Seong Kim. He talks about Ha-Seong Kim. They talk about going back to the Padres. Estevez, again, that's nobody we need. So I'm really looking at like middle infield when I come to looking at trades and stuff like that, and just different things. Like I said, Jose Quintana, they say he's going to the Royals. I don't know that that's anybody that we're going to have the money for. Jeff Hoffman, they talk about Jeff Hoffman. They're saying it's going to the Nats. Nick Pivetta, he's going to the Blue Jays, according to Sherman. Verdugo, another outfielder we don't need. He just does sound like a Brewers late season ad, though. Another one, Justin Turner. Justin Turner used to be a third base in he was with the Red Sox. He's age 40. If he was cheap enough, I'd be okay with Justin Turner too. He's like the top 15th guy. So that is the article really spawned my thought process tonight. I know teams are starting to land guys. Guys are starting to land. And there's just article after article written about these things. So I'm just looking. Yep. Yu Darvish is the main reason that they say that Suzuki would land with Padres. The article basically say that. I mean, I don't know. I don't think that we can really if we track for anybody on the starting pitcher line, I'd be shocked at this point. What we really want to see is that position, that shortstop middle infielder guy. Is Hassan Kim the best answer? I don't know. I don't think that, but we could be wrong. I could be wrong. I mean, I've truly unsure at this juncture as to where we are going to go with that that position. 17 best relievers left in the free agent ranked. All right, let's look. Tanner Scott and Jeff Hoffman are two of the best relievers. I think Scott wants to be a starter though. So then there's Kirby Yates, David Robertson, and Kenley Jansen. Again, I don't think we're going to pay any kind of guy millions of dollars. Carlos Estevez, Paul Sewald, Kyle Finnegan, Jose Leclerc are out there. Best of the rest: AJ Minter, Danny Columba, Tim Hill, Andrew Chafin is still out there. Reunion with Andrew Chafin? I don't know. I didn't think he was that great. Brooks Riley. And that's what MLB says. That's from MLB.com. Thomas Harrigan wrote that one. Those are the best guys out there, huh? I want to see if there's a particular spot. Notable offseason transactions. Okay, the Lux trade. We already talked about Lux. It would have been cool to see a Wisconsin guy come here, but I don't think it's going to happen. Position by position. All right, let's see if this will give us our answer. Again, I'm looking for a particular subset of who's available currently, and I don't know that it's going to tell me. Hey, Osmani Grandal is out there. Reunion for a backup catcher. Why not? Jan Gomes, Luke Maley. We had Luke Maley at one time. Omar Narvaez, Martima. Gosh, we could have a reunion with all of our old catchers. Sign them all up. Can they play middle infield? No, probably not. Justin Turner's out there, like I said. Connor Joe. Joey Gallo. Anthony Rizzo. Ty France. Yuli Gurriel. G-Man Choi. Roddy Telez. Gavin Sheets. A lot of former Brewers out there. Joey Wendell, Tony Kemp, Frazier. There's options. Jose Iglesias. That would be a reasonable one. I don't think he'd be expensive. Tim Anderson, no. He was garbage. J.D. Davis. Yohan Makata is still there. There's a lot of guys still there. Jace Peterson is still out in the market. Ben Gamel. Robbie Grossman. The Brewers are going to get somebody. There's somebody out there that's going to take the Brewers price. I don't know who it'll be, though. But there's a lot of position players still not signed. Wade Miley, waiting for his Brewers reunion. He's open to it. I'm open to it. Are you open to it? Put that in the comments. Are you for Wade Miley or against Wade Miley? Are you pro Miley or are you against Miley? Holy Milliner signed a deal with Texas. Did not see that one. I mean, we could sign a handful of these relievers, I guess. I don't know. I don't know a lot of name relievers outside of the main ones, you know. Oh, Ryan Yarborough's out there. I know him. Oh, Will Smith. You know, there is actually an interesting theory. I'm going to bring this to attention. Let's sign Will Smith. He's a free agent right now. So a Will Smith has won the World Series for the last 6 years. So the Will Smith dynasty is the strongest dynasty in professional baseball. You can ask the Butcher about that. There has been a Will Smith World Series winner in every one of the last World Series. So let's reunite with Will Smith so we can get our opportunity to go to the World Series and continue the Will Smith dynasty if the Dodgers don't do it. There's only 2 Will Smiths in baseball. One is currently a free agent, and the other's with the Dodgers. So, but yeah, I feel like that might be something we can cash in on. So I do have live reactions. I'm sorry. I should be looking at the comments on here. I'm not. I apologize. Turner would be perfect. I'd be willing to take a shot on Arenado if St. Louis would move his contract. I agree. I mean, they'd have to pay a chunk of it, though. They'd have to pay a good chunk of Arenado. I definitely think he'd be worth it. I got comments coming in left and right, guys. I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention closely enough. I get this fog in my contacts at a certain point in the day because they're really dried out and I should just replace them. But let's see here. What dream for Quintana? Yes. Quintana was like a rumored guy for a while there, and he never came to fruition. Cheap starter free agent Kyle Gibson. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Kyle Gibson would be a good one. Kim has shoulder surgery healing. Yeah, so he wouldn't be available. I did see that. I just didn't mention that yet in the video. Kim is healing, so he may be a late sign anyways. He may not get a deal until the end of spring training. Jose Iglesias, he's cheap. Like he'd be cheap. He had a little bit of fame last year with the Mets, and he had like a hit song coming out. Know what the Chuck tonight? I'm sad. So Chuck, let me look at YouTube. Chuck has not posted anything, and I'm sad because I really I got this idea for this new segment, and he didn't even post anything. So I only got to do one what the Chuck. We might have to go back into his old videos and just pick on him. But I didn't see a new one yet. Did you see a new one? Was there a new one? Looks like the last video on their channel is they gotta pay. They gotta be paying to get these numbers. You can't tell me that many people are watching his videos. 8 days ago was the last video that was posted. Richard, buddy, welcome to the room, bud. We were just talking about some free agents tonight, kind of exploring our options. Everybody's kind of throwing ideas out at me. Miley, yes, exactly. See a couple yeses on Wade Miley. I think he's just a good guy for the clubhouse. Yes, the Jose song was, oh my god. It was fun though. Like they had a whole fun thing with it, so that's why I like it. I really enjoy the fact that there can be those little moments in baseball. I'm gonna go to some of these hypothetical trades that these no disrespect. I do appreciate the guys who come out for these fan websites and write articles, but it really is funny to me the things that they wackily think of. Yes. I did mention that. All right. So if Ortiz does take over at shortstop, then third would be open. If Ortiz were to play third, then shortstop would be open. This Fanside's David Gaspar made a list of 4 players who could fit. Suggested New York Mets infielder Brett Beatty. It's clear that the New York Mets have found an everyday player in Mark Vientos. There was actually a trade rumor for him at one point last year, and I would like to see. I mentioned Justin Turner already. I think it's really it's an infielder problem. We just need to find an infielder. And our 2 that we currently have are both shortstops, but shortstops can naturally switch. That's why Bryce Turang moved over to second base, because he's naturally a shortstop. But he could be flipped to shortstop, and maybe he'd be even better at shortstop. I mean, he was platinum Glover at second base. Maybe he'd be a platinum Glover at shortstop. I don't know. That's hard to say. So they're saying Brett Beatty. I would like to see Vientos. Let's trade for Vientos. He's young. He's a nice guy. I haven't. Anytime he gets brought up, I got to bring it up. He was in the back of my Uber. He got called up in Milwaukee 2 years ago, and he was in the back of my Uber. I had this baseball sitting in my center console. Didn't grab a selfie. Grabbed the baseball. Got him to sign it. I should have this in a case. But yeah, it was randomly in my Uber, and that ball sits right on my shelf next to my opening day 4/3/23 New York Mets ball. So I don't know about Beatty, but I would say Vientos I'd like to see. I like what Vientos has got to offer. So that's one option there that is out there. I don't know what they would suggest trading. I guess I'd like to see what they also say. One game-changing move for the Brewers to consider. Okay, this one is coming from Sports Illustrated. William Adames, but Christian Love can replace Adames's production. A healthy season for Christian. Oh, I like what they say here. A healthy season from Christian Yelich could replace Adames's production, which is very true. Tyler Black was supposed to be, but I don't know what the organization's overall opinion of Tyler Black is at this juncture. I don't know if it was a failed experiment, if it's going to continue. Yeah, he does. He needs to get some at bats because he didn't get any last year, and that sucked. He kind of struggled out of the gate, and then I think they thought he was just going to be this magical hitting wonder, and he didn't. So I think that was the big deal with Tyler Black. Williams will likely to be replaced by Trevor McGill. Let's see here. What are they thinking? One player it should consider is Jack Flaherty. They're saying Sports Illustrated is saying that they should. Jack Flaherty is projected for 3 years, $63 million. They're saying the Brewers should sign him. Okay. All right. That's an interesting take. I mean, I'm not going to disagree. I like Jack Flaherty, but Jesus, I don't think they're going to offer that kind of contract. Gleyber Torres is a outfielder, I believe. I don't think he'd come here though. I think he signed. I don't know. Maybe he is an infielder. I could be wrong. Stat views. I don't know. These guys move position so much. I mean, it's like you look at Mookie. Mookie can play just about any position, and that's pretty wild. I like the idea of Ornato, but I just don't foresee that being something. The other internal position, if the Brewers don't make a move, which let's face it, isn't guaranteed at this juncture. The other big piece that could be a deal here for the Brewers is that Durbin that they got from the Yankees in the Devin Williams trade, and he is actually he's a pretty talented overall player too. He can play multiple positions in the infield. I think Gleyber is going to be like more like a Minnesota player, to be honest with you. He's probably going to end up playing with the Twinsies. Second base shortstop. I mean, yeah, he could be a fit, though. I mean, he's not bad. He's going to want big money, though. We're not going to offer that. I don't know. We're still in this time frame where we're trying to figure out who we can get as fans, but it feels like the organization is not doing that. It feels like they're just kind of out there rambling. I'm just gonna look at trade articles and see what other trade rumors. Here we go. A lot of these people write these trade suggestions and then don't have any backup. Ranking 5 trade candidates could shop around. Oh, this is people they want us to trade. Tyler Black. Okay, they're saying fan-sided reviewing the Brewers saying they want us to trade Tyler Black. They're also saying Aaron Savali. No. Carlos F. Rodriguez. Who else they want us to trade? Jake Bowers. No. We just re-signed Jake Bowers. He wasn't even with the club. Gleyber's a Tiger. Yeah, you're right. Gleyber is a Tiger. Thank you. See, there's so many names. It's hard to... Devin Williams, we know they already traded Devin Williams. A lot of these articles are so dated, too, because there's not a one-source news to go for all the Brew Crew stuff. Like, I try and bring it all together in one spot, but there's nobody else that really does. There we go. We are back. Sorry about that, guys. Still here. For whatever reason, the video froze up there. Yeah, so I don't know. I really think that if anything, we're gonna get some relief help. I don't see anybody that screams off the page that we should get, but they will get somebody. It's just a matter of which one they'll pick off. I don't even know if they've got phone call, if they're actively out making phone calls into these guys, or if they just oh, my guy P Main. So I have many people that are regulars to this show, and I appreciate all of you, Bill, Richard, many of my friends, the Butcher, Dylan comes on all the time too. P-Man's been here with me, like all of you, and he said on a recent comment on a video, I gotta say something about it because it's funny. Agreed. You have to spend money to make money as a businessman. Mark A should know that. The Brewers will never win the World Series with him as the primary owner. Enough of this bites at the apple. Which I couldn't agree more with. Oh, there's more. He said more. Hold on. Let's see if I can read the full comment. I gotta go back to my dashboard to read it. I just think that we're at a juncture in Brewers baseball where it's time to fully commit to get that World Series trophy. But all the pundits, all the sports people, everybody's going to say the same things. Well, we can't do that. We can't commit all our money. Why not? Sign a couple 1-year deals that make us regret it. All right, so let's read the rest of it because this is a longer comment. Yeah, we're good enough to have a win streak in a weak division, he says. Dip that apple in caramel and eat the whole thing. Will you get stomachache? Yes, but sure, it's worth it. It seems the Brewers only like to pay injury-prone outfielders. Oh, that's good. That's good stuff right there. See, you guys are gold, and you make this so much more fun because it's just each and every one of you has an interesting perspective on this, and really, it just makes it more fun for me to see that other people agree with my takes on stuff. I'm just looking. You guys check out the zips. I read the zips, but I don't know. There's just not enough there for me to. So we talked about kind of our top prospects, right? Jesus Made, Cooper Pratt. Okay, so this goes down the tiered list here. Cooper Pratt is a shortstop. He's 20 years old. So we do have somebody in the system that's top level, number one prospect. The second number one prospect, or second number two prospect in the system is a shortstop as well. It's Jesus Made, or Jesus Made, as I called him the other day. I'm sure it's Jesus, but I said Jesus. Yafari Rodriguez is an outfielder. He's 19. Jefferson Caro is a catcher. I told you he's coming up this year, probably. Luis Pena is a shortstop. I think he's been in the system for a little while. Logan Henderson is a pitcher. We'll see a smattering of the pitchers, I'm sure. Braylon Payne, he's an outfielder. Jacob Mezorowski, I'm expecting him to come up this year. Chad Draper, need a power bat to replace Adonis's bat. Agreed, we do. I'm not going to disagree with that, but do I think they're going to pay for it? No, I don't. So we're going to, in a previous episode, Chad, I don't know if you saw my previous episodes, I said they're going to have to expect it to come from within and have guys step up, such as your, your outfield guys, especially Christian Yelich. I expect to step it up. I expect Jackson Chourio to only get better in his second full season of Major League Baseball. Sal, if we could get a full season out of Garrett Mitchell, that'd be amazing. That I actually talked about in my predictions video. I really just want to see a full healthy season out of him because I believe he is a great ball player. I just don't see it happening yet. I think he's gonna struggle a little out the gate. So Mike Bovee is a third base. He's 22 years old. Brock Wilkin is another one. Maybe he could be a third base option for us if we choose to go the option of moving Ortiz to shortstop. Otherwise, it looks like we have some internal options. Blake Burke, first base option. Eric Bitoni, he is a third base option. Bryce Mekeg is a starting pitcher. Georgie Quintana. There's our Quintana right there. Bill, there's our Quintana. Luis Laura is still in the system at outfield. Caleb Durbin is actually coming in the next 5. So There's a couple young guys in there. A lot of these guys are low 20s. Some of them are young, so they're probably going to be in the system for a while. But this is a ranking done by the folks over at Pitcher List, I think is the name of this. Unfortunately, I think we're at a juncture where we have to expect the organization to not do what we want them to do. They're not going to do the expected and go out and pay somebody. They're going to bring somebody up. Maybe a cheap trade if they can get something for nothing. We talked about the depth charts already for the Milwaukee Brewers. We're going to talk more in depth about the depth charts in the next couple episodes. Right now, it looks like we already have the depth there in minor league guys. It's just a matter of which one's going to click. Could it be Tyler Black? Could it be Durbin? Yeah, any one of these guys. I mean, are they going to, is this Jesus Made, is he going to be a worthwhile addition to the crew right out of the gate? I mean, he's moved up the prospect list, like went from signed to instantly one of the top guys. So that could be a thing. I don't know. Yesterday I talked about how we've been performing in the NL Central, and I talked about Brandon Woodruff. Go back and check out that episode if you haven't already. Always remember to leave a like, a subscribe, guys. We do this every day. We do it just to chat, really. I mean, I've been doing this now for going on the better part of 5 years, almost 6 years, and I really enjoy it. I'd love to grow this thing to where it's bigger, to where more people see it every day, but I can't get there without you guys sharing, liking, subscribing. If you didn't see already, we are on all of the audio platforms listed down below. Pocket Cast, Radio Public, iHeartRadio, Apple, Spotify, you name it, we are there. This is live on Twitter, Facebook. Doing it every day or every other day. No, typically it's going to be every day. It just depends on what what the day brings. On a slow news day, it's really hard to do this. I'm not gonna lie. Like, tonight when I came on, I didn't have really any articles backing me up, except for just the thought that I wanted to talk about who's available and who's out there for free agency, and kind of get other people's opinions. And it kind of seems like everybody's kind of in the same boat. We should get one of these fringe players and add them to the squad. And Kim has talked about, and that would be okay, but he's not going to be ready right away. But we already have players that aren't going to be ready out of the gate. I don't guarantee that we're going to see a healthy Brandon Woodruff out of the gate. I don't guarantee that we are going to see 100% health out of the gate. That's never the case. That's never the scenario. It's baseball. I just want to see if there's any other info that I can get you guys. I don't know if they did. That's what we're going to check. MLB does lists. And I told you last night that Garrett Mitchell was number 8 on the top. We also talked about the power rankings, didn't we? Oh, yeah, and that's right. On MLB, we came in at 9. And ESPN, we came in at 10. We were previously 9. So we came top 10 on MLB, and then on like everybody else, we were like 15, and they were saying the Cubs were better than us. Will the Cardinals retain Arenado after all? So this is where Dylan was talking. He was talking about, could we get into the mix? If they're willing to pay enough for it and we don't have to give up a ton, I could see it happening. I don't know though. It'd be an interdivision trade. Do they want to do that? I think Arenado would fit good in our lineup. Be that pop that we need. Red Sox favorites to sign. So they don't have a top 10 right now for today. I think those are done once a week. So we'll revisit that next week. Basically, they go position by position, and they compile a list of the best guys at those positions. Year after year, I've talked about this because we always have guys that rank up there. Out of 30 ball clubs, you're bound to have a couple players rank in the tops. If anybody found a Topps jersey patch Jackson Churio, let me know. I'm interested. No, just kidding. I am not in the market for that. That's probably gonna be way too much money. It's a 1-of-1 card. That's why I say that. For months on end now, people have been searching for the Paul Skeens 1-of-1. It was projected to go for like $1 million. I don't know if you saw articles on that, but very good stuff. Paul DeYoung could be. This is a good comment. I'm going to put this up here. Paul DeYoung could be a good prove it deal to help the power productions. Averages 26 homers, 75 RBIs could help Adames production. Power loss. Yes. I think, and I don't think you're wrong. I hope we can get something like that. I guess my faith over these years has just been dabbed. It's shot in the foot by Mark Antanasio's lack of willingness to do anything. Originally, I thought it was from David Stearns. I thought it was all because we had David Stearns at the helm, and he was just trying to steal something. Like it always felt to me like David Stearns was just looking for that steal of a deal, and he wasn't looking to get a real deal. But I agree. I've listed a slew of names over the last, what is this now, 2 weeks that we've been back? What are we, 9 days into the new year? 10 days? What is it? 8 days. 8 days into the new year. So I've done about 7 episodes. I think this is episode 7. 6 maybe. Somewhere in there. And every day, like, it just feels like we see these names, we hear these names, and there's guys that would fit, and they just don't go out and sign them. I don't know. Guys, that's what I've got for you tonight, though. I think I'm going to wrap here. This was a good chat. I'm glad everybody joined in. I love the live commenters. I will probably be on 9:30 or 10 just about every night. So if you want to do it live with me, come at me. Enjoy it. I appreciate your presence in the community here. Leave a like, subscribe, tell your friends, share the video if you get a chance to. I appreciate it. And if you want to re-listen, it is on audio on all of those platforms. Guys, this has been Eric with the Miller Park Minute. Thank you, as always. Have a great rest of your day and or evening, whatever time you may be listening to this show. And catch you guys in the next episode, I guess. A little hesitation. Sorry, I was thinking of something. So this is Eric with the Miller Park Minute, where we throw strikes and get likes. Thanks, guys.
Thank you for watching the Miller Park Minute. Go Brewers.